Welcome back, everyone, to the Chart Ledger Deep Dive. Today, we are really plunging into a big one, Figma's recent IPO. And this isn't just, another tech company going public. It feels bigger. It's being seen as a real bellwether for the tech market. And honestly, it says a lot about where design itself is heading. We're going to unpack all the numbers, the story, and what it means for you.
That's right. And for this one, we've gone through quite a stack of material. We're talking top financial news, detailed investor reports, company docs, analyst takes, the works. Our mission here for you listening is to get beyond just the surface level figures of the IPO. We want you to really grasp its significance, for tech, for investors, and for how digital stuff gets made.
Exactly. And trust me, there's some really interesting stuff beneath the surface here. Figma's whole collaborative angle, how this IPO might shake things up for other big tech names.
Right.
Yeah, this is where it gets good. Okay, so let's start with the basics. Figma Inc. What exactly is it for anyone maybe not familiar? At its heart, it's a web-based design platform. Think product teams, UX UI folks, marketing teams. They live in this thing. It lets them do vector design, prototyping, even whiteboarding, all together in real time.
And its backstory is pretty insightful, founded way back in 2012. But the real breakthrough, what really got them traction, was this idea of Google Docs-style collaboration, but for design.
Yeah.
Before Figma, designers were often kind of isolated, working on their own files, emailing versions. It was messy. Version control nightmares. Figma brought this shared live environment. It was, frankly, groundbreaking.
Groundbreaking how? Like, what did that actually change day to day?
Well, imagine 5 designers in different cities, all working on the exact same screen mock-up at the same time, seeing each other's cursors move, dropping comments right there. It just sped everything up, made design way more interactive, more agile. Desktop tools just couldn't do that.
And the numbers show it caught on. Over 13 million monthly users. That's huge. And get this statistic, 95% of Fortune 500 companies use it. 95%. So when a tool gets that embedded, what does it really tell us about its position in the market, its dominance?
It tells us they haven't just found a niche, they basically reshaped the whole category, built a serious competitive advantage, that collaborative core. It's not just a feature, it is Figma. It's their identity. Older tools felt like, single-player games, lots of friction-sharing files. Figma built everything around the team, which is perfect for how modern companies want to work fast, lots of feedback, smooth handoffs between design and development. It just fits.
Right, it creates that network effect too. More teams use it, the more valuable it becomes. Okay, let's shift to the main event then, the IPO. The one everyone's been watching. It happened July 31st, 2025. That was the big day. Ticker symbol is FIG, and they're trading on the New York Stock Exchange.
Yep. And the financials behind it are pretty revealing about investor sentiment right now. The IPO priced at 33.12 a share. And what's really telling is that this was above the range they'd initially targeted, which was $30 to $32.
So demand was already looking strong even before trading started.
Exactly. Shows underwriters felt confident pushing the price up. So they sold about 36.9 million shares in the offering, and that brought in over $1.2 billion in capital. $1.22 billion to be precise, which gives Figma a valuation on a fully diluted basis of around $19.3 billion, almost $19.4 billion, actually.
Okay, hold on. Fully diluted basis, can you just quickly unpack that for us?
Sure. It basically means you're counting not just the shares trading right now, but all potential shares that could exist, like stock options for employees, convertible debt, things like that. It gives a more complete picture of the company's total market value.
Got it. So $19.3 billion. And that's quite a jump from their last valuation marker, right? That tender offer.
It is. They had a tender offer previously valued around $12.5 billion. That let early investors and employees sell some stock. So going from $12.5 billion to over $19 billion at IPO, that's a significant step up. Shows the market really buying into their growth story.
And the demand, I read the IPO was oversubscribed nearly 40 times. 40. Okay, let's just pause on that. Oversubscribed 40x. What does that actually mean in practical terms, and what the kind of signal does that send, especially after the last few years?
It's a huge signal. Oversubscribed 40 times means investors wanted to buy 40 times more shares than Figma was actually selling. Imagine, like a concert selling out instantly, but with 40 times more people trying to get tickets than there are seats. Intense demand. And what's really fascinating, as you said, is what it signals now. We've had this multi-year dry spell for tech IPOs since late 2021, maybe 2022. Markets were just really skittish. Figma's IPO succeeding like this, it strongly suggests investor appetite for pure-play tech listings is back. big time.
So it's not just about Figma, it's about the whole tech IPO pipeline maybe opening up again.
Potentially, yes. It shows there's real demand for companies with strong growth, decent margins, a clear path, profitability or near profitability,
Hmm.
especially in enterprise software. It's definitely one of the biggest software debuts since that 2021 peak. You can certainly encourage others who've been waiting on the sidelines.
And just to mention, the banks leading this deal, the underwriters, were the big names. Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Allen and Company, and JP Morgan. The usual suspects for a deal this size.
Absolutely. And Figma's own numbers back up that investor confidence. They've shown really impressive growth. Revenue was up 48% year over year in 2024, hitting $749 million. And that pace kept up in early 2025. Q1 revenue climbed 46% year over year to $228 million.
Strong top-line growth. What about profitability?
They actually posted a net income, so profit, in Q1 2025, around $44.9 million. Now, it's important to remember their 2024 numbers included something unusual, that big termination fee from Adobe.
Ah, yes, the Adobe deal. That was huge news back then. Adobe wanted to buy Figma for $20 billion, but regulators blocked it in late 2023. So Adobe had to pay Figma. Was it $1 billion?
That's right. A $1 billion termination fee, cash, for a deal that didn't happen.
So getting $1 billion essentially for free, what did that do for Figma? Apart from boosting the bank balance, what did it signal about their independence, their resilience? It feels like that moment really set them on this IPO path.
It absolutely did. I mean, while the deal falling through might have seemed like a setback initially, it kind of forced Figma's hand towards the IPO, made it the clear path forward. And that $1 billion, that's significant non-dilutive funding, meaning they got cash without giving up more equity right before going public, strengthened their position immensely. But maybe more importantly, it showed they could stand up to a giant like Adobe, navigate regulatory hurdles, and basically say, okay, we're strong enough to go it alone.
It really solidified their image as a powerful, independent player.
Right. And they haven't just been sitting on that cash. They're pushing hard on innovation, especially AI, right? I saw news from their Config 2025 conference, things like Figma Make, Figma Buzz, Sites. How are these AI features helping them stay ahead? Not just Adobe, but also others like Canva, who are also big on AI now. Yeah, that AI focus is crucial. And they seem to be integrating it directly into their core strength, the collaborative workflow. So Figma Make, for example, might let you type a prompt and get several layout options generated automatically. Or tune a rough sketch into usable components, speeds up that early ideation. Figma Buzz could be analyzing team designs in real time, flagging potential issues, maybe accessibility problems or inconsistencies right inside the tool.
So it's AI assisting the process.
Exactly. And Sites seems like a move towards publishing directly from Figma. So while Adobe has its own AI, often focused on generating images or effects, Figma's feels more about making the team's workflow smarter, faster, more collaborative. It's playing to their existing strengths, making that collaborative engine even more powerful, rather than just bolting on separate AI tools, empowering the designers within their existing flow.
Makes sense. Okay, so Figma's innovating the IPO was a smash hit, but the market sees this as more than just one company's success story.
Oh, definitely. As we touched on, it's widely viewed as this litmus test or bellwether for the tech IPO market overall, especially for other big venture-backed names. After that long freeze, seeing Figma do so well, it could genuinely open the door for others. Think Canva, another design giant, but also maybe Avalara, Databricks, Stripe, companies everyone's been watching.
So analysts think this could kickstart things.
Yeah, you see quotes about Figma's performance potentially fueling the IPO appetite for other disrupting tech unicorns. It signals confidence is back, at least for the right kind of company, strong growth, clear market position, innovative tech.
And Figma certainly had the right kind of backers early on. Sequoia, Greylock, Kleiner Perkins, Andreessen Horowitz. I mean, that's like the VC Hall of Fame. That backing must have helped.
No doubt. That kind of pedigree lends a lot of credibility. And another interesting detail about the IPO itself, they used an auction format, which isn't the standard way most IPOs are done.
An auction format, how does that work differently?
Instead of the bank setting a fixed price, an auction lets investors bid, saying, I'm willing to pay X price for Y shares. It can help find the true market clearing price, especially when demand is expected to be really high.
So what does choosing that method tell us about Figma's confidence, maybe?
It suggests they were very confident in the demand, extremely confident. They likely believed the market would support a higher price than a traditional process might settle on. By letting the market dictate the price through bids, they aimed to maximize the money raised and potentially get shares into the hands of investors who valued them most highly. It was a bold move, and clearly it paid off. Shows real belief in their own valuation.
Okay, so wrapping up the sentiment. Analysts generally seem very positive, right? Strong demand, lots of confidence in their growth.
It looks like a home run.
Largely, yes. The enthusiasm is definitely there, and the IPO itself was objectively successful. But analysts are paid to be cautious too, right? They do flag some potential risks.
Like what? What are the clouds on the horizon? Well, there's the ever-present potential for AI disruption. Not just Figma using AI, but AI fundamentally changing design work itself. Could it reduce the need for designers or even specialized tools down the line? That's a big unknown.
Okay, the existential AI question. What else?
The valuation itself is quite high. Some would argue it's priced for perfection, meaning any slip-up or growth slowdown could hit the stock hard. Competition is still fierce. Adobe isn't going anywhere. They're huge. They have their own AI push. Canva's growing rapidly. Other platforms are emerging. It's a tough space.
Right, Adobe and Canva are still major forces.
And finally, just the complexities of their capital structure as a public company that always introduces certain risks for investors to watch.
Okay, so balancing that amazing potential and the success story against these risks, what does it all mean for you if you're listening and trying to make sense of the tech landscape, or maybe you're a designer or an investor? How should we think about Figma's long-term prospects with these factors in mind?
Yeah, that's the key takeaway, isn't it? For investors, it's about watching their execution closely. Can they keep innovating? Can they fend off competition? Can they navigate that AI evolution? For designers, it signals that the tools are getting smarter, more collaborative, definitely more AI infused. That means adapting, learning new skills. But fundamentally, Figma's IPO is proof that solving a real deep workflow problem with a great product can lead to incredible success.
Well said. So quite a journey for Figma, from this cool collaborative tool to a nearly $20 billion public giant. It's clearly a design powerhouse, and like we've said, this IPO feels like a really important signal for the wider tech market maybe coming back to life. It's a story of growth, independence after that Adobe saga, AI innovation. But yeah, balanced with those real risks in a fast-moving field.
And it leaves you thinking, doesn't it? If Figma went from that niche tool to a $19 billion AI-driven public company, what is the next frontier for design software? Could it get so smart, so automated, that the whole role of the designer changes? How does this continuous evolution reshape creative industries, maybe blur those lines between human creation and machine automation? It's definitely something to chew on, something that will keep unfolding for years.
Absolutely. Big questions with big implications. We hope this deep dive gave you plenty to think about. Keep asking those questions. Keep exploring. Until next time.